Fuck it.
Okay.
Fuck it.
So first and foremost, one I want to start off by saying that I am happy to have you because you didn't make it to season one. I was ready to fight. I don't know what happened. You were MIA, but I was ready to
Oh,
fight.
don't.
Yeah, we're gonna,
I went through a social media cleanse. I had to cleanse.
during the time I was trying to get your butt on here. It was like, how convenient. You just didn't want to talk to me.
Cleansing. You can't help when cleansing happens.
You just didn't
I
want.
just wanted to cleanse.
You didn't want to talk to me. You're like, oh, I don't want to talk to Ian. Absolutely not. So,
Stop.
Sophia,
Stop. That's definitely
uh,
not.
int- introduce yourself.
Yes.
Who the hell are you? What you doing now? And we're gonna start from
My
there.
name is Sophia Eugenia. I am, you know, uh, an event coordinator. I've been coordinating events kind of like for the last, um, I want to say we're going on 2.5 years now. It's just been on the low, but that's that's what I do at night. That's my Batman job. So, yeah,
Word definitely is definitely something that I didn't know
thanks.
until we ran into each other during vibration. That's when I really got to see that you was really hands on with the event planning and things like that. You good?
Wait, I can't hear anything. If you were talking, I heard nothing.
Yeah, I'm talking. Can you hear me? What
Hello?
about now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
This man just say,
What about now? Can you hear me now? Technology can't win, can it?
no.
Um, let's see.
Is there something I should do with my camera?
No, I don't think so.
Wait,
You, what about now? Can you hear
no.
me?
I took my.
Oh, that's
What
not
what
working.
about now? Can you hop in and hop back out?
Go
Hop
out, come
in,
back
hop
in.
back. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know technical difficulties never cease to amaze us. So hopefully, let's see how this work out. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Um, for everyone who's listening and watching, make sure you comment on a video in the comment section, and it will pop up on my end, and I can start adding your comments into the chat, the live feed.
Okay, I hear
Can
you
you hear
now.
me?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Okay.
happened. My headphones be
Technology,
talk
man.
blocking.
Yeah.
They're a waste of fucking money. Don't buy these shit.
What you got? The pros or the regular degulars?
I think they're the pros.
Oh yeah, you got money. So
Don't buy them.
let's talk about that. Kind of go to we gonna get to event planning real quick, but let's kind of backtrack before this person you became today. Let's go back to high school days. We gotta bring it way back. Um, let's bring it way back.
You
So
talking
talk
about
to me
when
a
we
little.
both wanted to be president of the class of 2012?
It was about it was about three of us. It was about three of us on there.
Me, you, and Kelly.
Oh, me, you, Kelly. Yes, absolutely. We did not play about that. So who was Sophia in high school?
Sophia in high school was a mischief. First and foremost, but it was very hidden and well kept for the simple fact that I did have like mostly AP classes and I was very involved into a lot of different groups. So with me being involved and I was a mentor, so it was kind of like, I was very into fashion. At that time I wanted to be a fashion designer. Like if I was gonna, well, not designer, but more like merchandiser. And that's what I ended up going to college for. But my mentor at the time basically told me like that I didn't need to go to school for that. And, you know, for me, it was kind of like I didn't want to go and have, like, the whole college experience was cool, but I didn't want to go to school for something that I did not need to go to school for. So I didn't. No, I can't hear you again.
Oh no, you good. You good. Go ahead. Keep on talking.
But yeah, so that's Sophia from like 2008 to like 2013-ish, 13 and a half. Buff State really, I went to Buff State. So Buff State really changed my whole perspective on even just clothing in general. Like, it was a whole different world, really, based off of the simple fact that, you know, college is number different, but from Niagara Falls, especially. But, you know, it's like a culture shock because you're around a whole bunch of different people from a whole bunch of different areas. And them motherfuckers is fly as fuck. So it really changed my whole perspective on everything. Like, even what I buy and what I purchase, like, I stopped changing. Like, that changed my whole perspective. But Sophia from college to that point, from high school to that point, was more like fashion. Like,
I would
that's
definitely you was definitely ahead of your time, especially in moments because if you look back, some of the styles you have is styles that people started to pick up a little bit later on, to believe it or not.
and people ridiculed me for the shit. And I'm like, and now you wear it. Like, still to this day. Like, fuck out of my face, dude. Fuck out my face. I should have been best dressed. I ain't let that shit go either.
You was ahead of your time, just like Prince.
I had it going.
So what else would you involved in high school during your tenure in FHS?
So I was class officer. I was a part of PAL, which did every 15 minutes. And then we would go to school and
Hold on, because that every 15 minutes was different.
yeah.
You explain to those who don't know what every 15 minutes is.
So every 15 minutes was kind of like every 15 minutes someone dies, like from, I think it was either a drinking and driving. Yeah, so drinking and driving every 15 minutes someone dies. And they kind of, like, the last year they kind of put, like, incorporated texting into it, but it was more based off of drinking and driving. So they would do like a whole bunch of different like, we would plan all year long, and then they would do a whole bunch of different fucking, I don't know why I can't think of what they did. There was a whole bunch of different scenes they did, basically
Yes,
about how, like, what would play out if you were drinking and driving. And, like, people would wear, like, they would paint faces black or white. I don't remember which one it was, and would walk around the school and wear a shirt that said every 15 minutes. It
it
was
was
very
white.
informative.
It was
It was
white
very
face. They can't do black face. That would have been controversial.
okay. So it was
that would have that would have been super controversial when they came out in blackface.
yeah.
So okay, so navigating through high school, you talked a little bit about college. What college did you end up going to, and what did you end up majoring in?
I started at Villa Maria, then it was a dub, and I went to Buff State.
Now,
And
why
from
Villa Maria? What? Because I hear a lot of people that I as of lately, I started to hear people talk a little bit more about Villa Maria. What is it about Villa Maria that kind of got you?
So when it comes to art, in a way, Villa Maria has a really good program, like, especially for fashion. Like, their fashion shows are usually pretty nice. They're just very low key for the simple fact that it's a small school, and I don't think they publicize it as well. But as far as just, like, you know, fashion and everything, I really feel as if it's a good school. But they're not what they should be, and they don't publicize it. So, but I started there, and you know, excuse me, my friends were going to Buff State, so I was like, I need to go to Buff State. But the Buff State was a little cheaper because it wasn't, like, you know, Villa Maria is private,
Private
so
word.
I went to Buff State instead, and I did 2.5 years there.
Now that was merchandising as well. Was that fashion merchandising?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what was your ultimate goal? Like when you had that vision to go to college and you wanted to do fashion, what was that ultimate goal that you want to accomplish after receiving your degree?
My degree. So initially, I wanted to be a merchandiser. So my mentor that I had at the time, she was a merchandiser. She had been one. And I don't even know how I was just so thankful to have her, like, to get acquainted with her. But
Yeah.
she basically, so I wanted kind of what she did. She didn't like it because it's tedious, because you have to stay on, styles. Like, you have to be able to see what's coming before it comes. And she was very good at that, and I feel like I was always very good at that. So that's like, initially I wanted to be like for first I wanted to be for journeys. Then I'm like, she did for journeys.
Uh,
Then I was like, because journeys kind of fits all angles of how I dress, because they have like, you can be edgy, you can be classy, you can be all different types of things when it comes to journeys. And then I just wanted to be for some type of brand. Like, I wanted to, I wanted to control what people put on their body.
mm,
But then I also wanted to branch off and do for artists. So initially that was my plan. I wanted to be a merchandiser, then I wanted to be a stylist for artists, and just be able to, but for up and coming artists, because that's the most vital time for your appearance. A lot of people have so much talent, but they don't get far, or as far as they should, because of their appearance. And people don't really realize that. Like, I mean, it's their presence, but also their appearance, because they don't look that great and it
absolutely.
doesn't fit them. So initially, that was my goal.
Well, we're gonna dive a little deeper into that in a little bit later about the artists and where you come in, because I'm seeing what you're doing as well, and we both in the realm in the same industry in a sense too. So,
Right.
um, okay, we have Buff State, Buff State. You have this idea of really being hands on with a lot of different people when it comes to fashion. Did you, before you even met your mentor, did you have any inspiration or motive or um inspiration or what I'm looking for? What word I'm looking for? I don't know. Let's go for inspiration for anybody, maybe family wise or friends wise, that kind of like was like gearing, helping you focus on that a little bit more.
Well, my mom always has my back when it comes to clothes. Like, my
Sh-
mom used to.
Shout out to mom. We gotta give props to Miss Book. Mom, come on, because she took people to school, from school. She fed everybody, like hands on. Sorry, no, but go
It's
ahead.
okay. But she would, like, anytime I came up with an idea for clothes, like, she would be at her sewing machine, like, okay, we got to make this happen. Like, okay, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do that. Even from when I was younger, she used to hand make my Halloween costumes. Like, probably before I even had a say so in the shit, she was
Wow.
making them. So it's kind of like I was just, like, put into the environment. Also, my grandmother, she went to FIT. And so, like, she was very intertwined into fashion. I never actually met her, but I just always felt that connection. Like, I was like, I'm gonna go to FIT. Like, she didn't graduate. She had passed away. She didn't graduate. I'm like, I'm gonna graduate, because I mean, like, she didn't graduate. Like, I gotta do this. I gotta finish this for her. And that was really my drive to go through fashion merchandising, because I'm like, like, this is for my grandma.
Mm,
But then I was like, she be alright.
you
She'd
gotta
be
do it for
okay if I
yourself.
don't finish this exactly. As long as I'm successful, I'm pretty sure she'd be alright. So
Now, is fashion? So is fashion something you want your kids to kind of be focusing, or you more open to them actually exploring other ideas? 'Cause
they can do whatever.
okay.
They can do whatever they want to do. Even now, like, my son be like dancing his life away. Like, he be jamming all day long. You know what I mean? And he knows all his dinosaurs, which is, I don't even know how he learned them, because he's only 4 and he knows the dinosaurs. And he's everywhere. Like, he likes sports too. So I just, like, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you, because I'm not here to control what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to look
Absolutely.
nice while you're doing it because I'm around, but you don't have to be into that, because it's really not, like, the fashion world is really a hard one to get into and stay into. So I'm
Mm,
not really, like, it's money in there like crazy, but it's not really anything that I'm like, this is what you got to do, because I don't really care, do you think?
Yeah. I love some of the status you be putting on Facebook about your son because it was one status that had me cracking up like literally out loud when I think he was at the Zoom call and he said, "Hi everybody, welcome to my class." Is that and it was something else just be having me rolling because I
Yo,
know little guy.
right. He sat in front of the computer the same way we're sitting right now. They're like, Ezra, introduce yourself. And he's like, all right, hi everybody. And like he literally was going, I'm like, yo, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're just supposed to be saying hi. Just say
Yeah.
hi.
You know where he get that from? He get that from his mama for sure.
Dude, faithfully. But
So who was Sophia in college? Was you just saying Sophia in high school?
yeah, kind of. But then I was also like, Sophia in college was like, cause I kind of homeschooled my last year of high school, and I finessed them because I stayed homeschooling, but I was also working at Journeys during the day when I probably should have been at school. So now I'm like, I could work all the time, and I don't have no problem. So I was working like too much, but it was okay because it was cool. And I had to like because I didn't really get that much financial aid, so I had to pay for school as well. So I was working literally my ass off just to sustain myself and partying because we partied like 3 times a week, and then I had to also be able to pay for school.
That's
So
that college life.
yeah, man. Like I don't know how I managed to I was cool. I was good. And then I was just like, this is just too much. Like
Was there a particular moment that gave you that moment like, yo, this is way too much?
I had gotten in a car accident.
Okay, let's
I
talk
had
about
rented
it.
I had rented a book from school. I had to bring it back. It was a fucking blizzard. And they're like, today's the last day to bring it back. I'm like, I'm not paying for this shit. So y'all gonna get this book back. I drive back, literally crash my car. Like, you know what the skedaddle is? I can't say
Yeah.
it pretty.
No,
But
I say
literally,
I call it Sacagawea. So I
no, you
mean,
don't. You're too smart for that.
so
But
you good.
anyways, I think it's the 90 South or whatever, where you turn onto it and get on like the exit 11 or whatever. I
Yeah.
crashed my like a car. There's a yield sign for the other lane. The car, it was a U-Haul. They didn't yield and they literally crashed right into me. I spun around. I felt like I was gonna go off the edge of the fucking shit. Like I was like I crashed right into the side of the highway.
Yo, can you just tell the people, did you get a check?
I didn't.
Because
I didn't. It was a hit and run. They were gone. They were gone. They were gone. It was to the point that another car like double backed around like and was looking for them. Like they said that they tried to follow them and they were looking for them because like, bro, like you literally just crashed into me. Like it was so from that day, I was
wow.
like, I didn't want to like it was just like this is too much. Now I was without a car, and then like I tried online learning for like one semester. I liked online learning because a lot of my classes were
Okay.
hybrid too, but like it was just like I really started to chill out and become relaxed on it for the simple fact that I wasn't demanded to go into class every day, and then I'm trying to work because like I'm out of a car. And I work, you know what I mean? I work 2 jobs. I
Yeah.
work all the time. Like, how am I going to be able to sustain myself without a car? So then I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to work.
Come on, as you should.
Yeah, but I mean, I could have finished, but I don't regret it. So it's cool.
No, and I think that's the biggest thing when you make big decision up in your life that you don't
Right.
regret it. You
Right.
don't regret it. I think that's man. First and foremost, I'm glad you alive. First and foremost, because them blizzards ain't no joke, in Western New York. So we don't.
Bro.
So
And my
good.
silly ass, once I crashed the car, the only thing I was saying to them was like, please make sure you get my shoes out the car. That's the only thing
I'm
I said to
done.
them, Ian.
This interview, this check-in is done. She said about my shoes.
I
That's
was
it.
like, make sure you get my shoes. They had to get me like out the car. They put me on a gurney and shit. They're like, is there anything you need out of the car? I'm like, my
So,
shoes.
so you like this? It's like get my shoes. Oh, this is definitely gonna be a highlight for sure. Definitely gonna be a highlight. I gotta get my shoes. What?
I used to get dressed in the car. Like I had to make sure you had like I had like at least seven pairs of shoes in there, 6 to 7 pairs. Like I need all my shoes, bro.
You know what? I can't relate, but I understand. I do understand. So okay, how did you fall into event planning if fashion been like a big thing for you?
Serving. So I started serving in restaurants, and the first restaurant I was in was the Three Sisters at the Casino, and I would just like I started off hosting there, but then I kind of just like floated in, just exploring the environment of hospitality. And I started doing banquets. And I was just like, from me going, but I always wanted to throw a fashion show, like just with being in fashion. But like with me going to the banquets, I was just like, this is amazing. And these
Mm,
people are making like, just think like, depending on the event, and how the magnitude of it, the event could be like anywhere from 25K plus, you know what I mean? Like just for one day. And someone
wow.
puts a whole bunch of thought into it. And so I basically started like just shadowing. Like I worked at maybe 4 different locations so far that are pretty bit like popular in Western New York, and I just shadowed their event coordinators. So it kind of just it brought a whole new light to me because it's just beautiful to be able to create a world for someone, and then like it unfolds the way that they want you to, that the way that they idea picture it to be, excuse me, and then you make money. It's like a big old party and you're there, you're working, but it's still a party. So
And I like that you mentioned that about how you like to see pretty much the ideas of your client be executed. And
right.
as a manager, that's something that I take joy in as well because it's not necessarily about the money. The money is great, best
Right.
believe. I want to be compensated, obviously, but the most rewarding thing is to see that my artists had these funky, crazy ideas, and just to see them execute and be part of it is always a blessing.
Right. Like it's really based off of like even for serving, like I like when it's an experience because I've worked down by the falls, I've worked in little shithole ass restaurants, I've worked everywhere. You know what I
She
mean?
did it
And for
all,
me,
yeah.
it's the experience for them. Like I want to make sure like, hey, how are you? Like you're greeted because at the end of the day, like people expect tips, but they don't do nothing for them. You know what I mean? Like I
Say that
want to
one
be
more
able
time.
to
Say that one more time for the listeners. Come on.
people expect tips, but they don't do nothing for them.
Nothing.
They be the
Nothing.
most shittiest servers in the world. They be online complaining about it. Like, do your job better. You might get some more money.
If you just smile, I don't know.
Like, if their drink is empty, get them a new one. The fuck? You never know. But at the end of
Right.
the day, for me, like especially working at the falls, it was the experience. You know what I mean? Because I met so many different kind of people working down there, and I was always able to like I've gotten like I have like a book full of business cards that I received just from networking
Mm,
down there and speaking to people. Just from me giving them good service, they felt the need to speak to me and tell me whatever nonsense that I really didn't need to know. But it ended up with me getting their business card and I had that connection with them. Like who knows if they would remember me, but I got it and I could call them, you know what I mean, tomorrow and be like, hey, and they might remember me. Like, and I realized that was
mm.
a good way to network. So I've just been working in a whole bunch of different places to be able to network.
What would you say from the people that you network are some takeaways that they get from you once they meet you?
Um, hmm. I want to say that they usually like, I mean, I'm pretty personable. And like, it's always an inviting. Like, I have like my Sophia the server face. and I put on my voice and I'm like, hey, how are you guys? And it's always like very inviting. Like, I speak to the people like they were like, I'm like, I speak to you, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I may not curse in between, but like, it's very, very inviting to the point that they're like, we like this girl and we're going to come back to see her. You know what I mean? And it works out because then it's like, I have this connection with them.
Mm.
They're from all over the world. I really don't know if I will ever see them again. I don't know if I'm ever going to use this business card, but it's an
The fact that you
opportunity,
met a and
you know?
I could totally agree with that. Not as a server, but when I used to do retail at Fossil and the outlet, I used to meet
Right,
so many different people to a point where
right.
I had one of my good friends. I call him my brother, my big bro is a real estate broker in Canada. Like, and we've been friends for the past like 5+ years.
Okay,
Um, and he's doing well. And I would never have made that connection if I didn't work there or build that network and be able to the point where before he's leaving, he gave me his business card. He said, I'm not too sure you're looking for any home, but you don't need to do that. You can just randomly, you can always reach out. And since then, always reached out. Went to this
right.
house last year. Beautiful home, beautiful family. It's just good to make those connections for sure. You never know
It
what
is.
doors might open.
The mall did that for me too. Cause I used to, I was right around the corner from you.
Right, right, right.
And that's how I met my mentor at the
Mm.
time, was from that. So yeah.
Retail would do it for you for sure. I can't do that restaurant life, but retail
No,
definitely. I did dietary. That's not restaurant, but I did dietary. But
no.
but I always did something that was like customer service in the sense of like
Right,
retail.
right.
Um, After retail, what I do after retail? I think I went off to Fredonia. It didn't really work when I went off to Fredonia, do house
Mm.
fires, but we're not checking in with Ian Roberts. We're checking in Sophia. So so
I'm
so
here to
enough about
listen
me.
if you want to talk.
No, 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 no. It's about you. I think everybody here enough from me. Uh, she's like, tell me more. Uh,
I'm
so
listening.
so so Sophia, what other what projects have you worked on so far as an event coordinator?
As an event coordinator, so we can go down the list. So I worked on two for myself.
Okay.
One was a fashion show. The other one was a sip and paint. And I don't really talk about that much. Fashion show
Okay.
did not work out for the simple fact that Niagara Falls became on shit with the permits of having the event at the location it was going to be at, because it was going to be
Mm,
outside,
okay.
and that kind of ruined it. After that, I did a it was like a little concert. It wasn't really that big. But then I did vibrations, which was, I don't even know, like, anytime I speak to someone, I'm always like, I study people. So like, if you're even just my Facebook friend, and it might sound creepy, but Jay-Z does it too, so I don't care. And I pay attention to what people do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like their interests and stuff. So anytime I get an opportunity to speak to someone, I'm gonna use it to my leverage to make sure that I leave a lasting impression. One, and then number two, that you know what I do. So just in case you might need me, I'm around.
Come on.
And that's basically how I got into vibrations. And so it's that, which was a 3-day event. And then
Can we
I
can we di- can we dive a little deeper in
into vibration.
vibration?
So
Because I think it's so funny because I know you and Aaliyah totally different how the world sees y'all. So I know y'all.
we ratchet
So
this down.
but y'all are businesswoman to the core.
Yeah.
I'm coming in. People call y'all different names. I'm like, who's London?
Her name is London now. It's to the point that I even call her London. Like, that's low over there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, I don't know Aaliyah with double A's and well, I'm like, so they call you London now? Yeah, they didn't call me. I mean, I come next to you. I'm like, so is that your middle name? Like, did I not know this? Like I knew Aaliyah for I'm 26 now. I probably know Aaliyah for maybe like 12 years, for like a long time, for a
Right.
very long time.
Right.
So yeah, so okay, you say you studied the person,
Right.
and what was that moment where you met? Do you meet DZ, or do you met somebody that know DZ and got you in that conversation?
No, I met DZ. Someone referred me to him for him to. So for the fashion show I was gonna have, someone referred me to him for him to shoot the commercial for it. And I don't know. I just had, through Facebook transactions, we had ended up speaking, and like the moment we spoke, I just saw it as an opportunity. Like, yeah, when I originally, kind of knew who you were. It was for you to do the commercial for me. So, like, hey, how are you? This is what I was gonna have. I was gonna have a fashion show, and this is what I like, and that was our first conversation. Literally, he wrote me like, I got an idea that I think that you will like. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then like a week later, he asked me to be a coordinator for Vibrations.
And how was that experience like?
It was amazing, to be honest with you. It was like I learned so much just from, so my purpose in the whole thing was I had to do promotion. So like usually for Vibrations, there's like a whole bunch of different like, influencers, models and stuff who take pictures in this, signature, frame or whatever. And those are the promotion and the flyers. So my job initially was to scout all of those people and then do all of their photo shoots, manage all of their pictures, make sure all their pictures released at a certain point in time, and just make sure that they were promoting the way they were supposed to be promoted. And then on top of that, use all of those same models to then have a fashion show. So then I had to find all of the designers and stuff, do all of the practices, and make sure everybody was good and make sure that ran for the show. So, and I don't know how, but I really did all of that by myself. Like I did. I don't know how it worked out with me going to work every day. Like, and I was
Oh,
like not sleeping and got it done.
and
So,
that's the hustle, in us, to be honest. Like people like, oh,
right.
you have the time for it. I don't have the time, but I make it happen, and
I
and,
don't.
and you don't make it the excuses. You made it happen,
Right.
and
Right. It was trial and error, you know what I mean? Especially like, because officially this would have been my first fashion show. Because for the other one, everything was set up until like I didn't get to the model part. So for this
mm,
one, this was literally like the models and everything. Like I had, like, one day I had probably I think I wrote 150 people in, 53 people in total. So just as, and then I had to cipher through and sift through everyone, have them do the shoots, which was like 20 people per shoot. So we ended up with like 87, and we did 20 people per shoot. I had to make sure all the shoots were ready, make sure we had the time and stuff, and then get them all together for it was a lot. But I loved it. I loved every part of it. Like I met so many people. And then for like as part of the show, it just came out pretty cool. So it was all right.
so so many people. Vibrations really connected a lot of the dots for us, to be honest, as a company, as and as working with like, the artists that we work with.
Yeah.
Even off of that, meeting Still during the panel, and one of the hosts for WBOK call him Uncle Still now, and just building that relationship off of them, meeting
Right.
him there, meeting the guy that runs Get Up and Go Get It, Guaji, is it Guaji?
Gwaji. Yo, I never
Guaji.
heard anybody call it that. I had to think like, I don't know that brand.
I know the acronym. That's about it.
And the
Get
sad
up and
part
go
is
get
most people don't know that.
it.
That's why I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what you talking? Get up and go get it. I'm getting it.
I
So,
was about to Google it. Like, I don't know that one.
No, and then most importantly, we met Keys, and within a
Right.
couple months, myself, Keelan, and Mauro flew out to Atlanta and a meeting Keys, and
Cool.
having being able to converse with him, being able to be in the same room with him. He invited her to two listening parties. We went
Okay.
to Bridget Kelly's listening party, and
Okay.
then we went to Verse Simmons' listening party too. We got to see a
Okay.
video release. And then I met Safari. He walked into Verse Simmons thing. I really don't care for Safari, but
Who
just seeing
does?
these people and then seeing some of these people that you probably see it's just it's mind blowing in a sense. And but it was
Right.
a moment where myself, Mauro, and Kima, we just we looked at each other like, yeah, we can do this. You know, it was the lines that start lines that colliding. And
Right.
then we got to meet his name's Kel V. He just got his first gold plat. And he's a Buffalo born. He's a Buffalo native, but he lives in Atlanta.
That's what I was about to
And
say. He lives in Atlanta. I think he's my Facebook friend.
he produced My Truck. That's a big country song right now with Breland, who's a black
Okay.
artist. So he got his first plat, but cool dude, cool dude. Got to meet with him. We was in the studio with him for about, I don't know. We got off the plane, got picked up from him, and we didn't leave his house probably till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
That's
And
amazing.
just getting to. And those are the moments that I enjoy. Sometimes not the. I'm the business, so I'm the business guy. Sometimes I'm in the studio, sometimes not. And I know my place sometimes. Kima is more in the studio more than I am. But best
Right.
believe I'm gonna make my comments or I'm gonna make my corrections. But so with that, with vibrations, um, so you have the panel, which is running the door. You have the showcase, the fashion show, and everything like that. Um, Now, were you just focused on the fashion aspect, or were you part of that the whole vibration as a whole when it comes to the coordination?
So really, it's really as a whole. Like originally, it was just fashion, and then it came down to the point that I was kind of like next to DZ every day, all day. Like I
Mm,
probably talked to him more than I spoke to anyone for like 6 months. Like
mm,
that's who I was next to every day. So like I was really like right next to him, doing everything from looking for venues, going to the venues, just like figuring out with the artists. Like I was like his second hand man. So initially it started off just with the small stuff, and then it ended up with me because I'm nosy. Like I want to know what's going on. Like, do you need my help? Because what's that over there? So that helps me get
you
into
need
like,
me?
you get what I'm saying? Like, so what's
Yeah,
going on this day? I want to know what that is. So like it me being inquisitive really, pushed me to more being with him. But I'm just so happy to hear all that you just said, because the whole purpose of vibrations is to connect the dots between people. Like it's a networking event, the whole
yeah,
thing, really. Like, yeah, it's fun and something like, it's nice to see people performing, but the whole aspect and purpose of vibrations is to connect the dots.
and that's a
So
fact.
it's
And
nice to
and
hear.
and that was a moment. Appreciate that, and everything went well and smoothly for on my end. I already know how it is. Put on an event, and sometimes what you see on the outside is smooth, but what's happening on the backside is like shit hitting the
Chaotic.
fans, chaotic. Uh, but yeah, man. It definitely connected dots, and what I was gonna say, a lot of people I didn't feel exhaust that those moments though, and you have people, no disrespect, people asking baseless questions. Like you could definitely Google that, like like some things like why ask if you had one question to ask somebody and you ask them a Google search question, you just wasted the opportunity. That's my opinion. So, and that's why we was the people that asked about royalties, what that looked like as a producer. You can't
Right.
find certain things like that on social on Google search. Well, you talking
Mm-mm.
about which performance rights organization I should sign up to, dude? It's your choice. It's on. You only got three choices: ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC. So just like it just those moments, just like yo, you cannot. I'm not. And I have to say, I do come from a place of privilege because I am educated on that. I have done my research, had done my read some books, and I went to school for it. But still, I'm like, if you're gonna take this serious, you gotta at least know the baseline, like what's that is. But some people don't even have that.
It kind of like, not even to get into that, but for me, just to touch that, like, that shows you the effort that people put into their shit. Because really, when it comes down to it, like, when you speak to an artist and they know this and that, and they're sitting and they're YouTubing trying to figure out what else they can do to further their career, those are the people who really put more into it, and they're trying to do something. You know what I mean? Like, you don't waste $1 million question asking something that you ask on Google. Like, it just,
Come on,
that doesn't make any sense. He wasted it.
just. I mean, me and the boys is like, yo, why he asked that question? He like he know he easily could have just searched that up, but
Right.
it's no here or there. But so let's get into a little bit more about the event planning and everything like that. So vibrations, and then was there another event that you want to mention before I cut you out? That was my bad.
After that, I took a break. So after that, my grandma had passed away like a month after vibrations.
Sorry
So
about that.
really, like, it kind of like, I just took a
Take
break
a
from
toll.
everything. Yeah, like, I had stuff organized, and really, like, all that needed to be released was the flyer, but I had canceled everything. Like, I don't even want to do this stuff because I
Mm,
was just sad. So, but it was cool though. She was old, so it's not like it was a life wasted. No offense
right,
to
right.
life wasted.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
So, like, she was cool. So it's not like it was just, that was my road dog. So she's into fashion. Like, she was a stylish woman. So, like, she always helped influence anything that I like. If I wanted to buy something and it was outlandish and it was probably too expensive, that's who I went to, and she would buy
That's
it
right.
for me. So
Now, Sophia, you Trinidadian, aren't you? You Trini?
yes,
Now,
yes.
is that Grandma Trini or that's the
No, no, no.
wrong
So I'm
side?
half Trinidadian, so she's American.
Okay,
The one who's Trinidadian is the one who went to FIT. So it's my other
okay,
one.
okay. So
Yes.
you got two stylish black women just in your family that just know how to do
Yeah.
it. It's a black woman thing to me. I think
It
so. It's just
is. It is. We
because
pop a little differently. I'm not gonna lie, but it
y'all
is.
are the original unicorns. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Don't get me. We not even gonna go in, Sophia, with that one, because that's gonna be another 40 minutes of we are divine beings. Okay.
Yes, yes, absolutely. How did you because I'm all about mental health, and you talk about where losing your grandmother was a little bit challenging for yourself. So what did you have in place, or any mechanism or any support that you had put in place to kind of help navigate through that for you able to be the person you are today to kind of get out of that funk?
To be honest with you, I hate to say it, but, like, so the day after my grandma's funeral, I found out I was pregnant.
Mm,
And that was kind of like a challenging time in itself, because I'm like, bro, like, I don't know if I really want to have another baby.
yeah.
Like, I don't really know. This is what, I don't know. But then I kind of seen it as a blessing. Like, a woman, a great figure of my life just passed away, and another one is coming. And it would be crazy if it was a woman. You know what I mean? Like, she's replaced, like, she's here. And it's just, it kind of
Wow.
push me through, you know what I mean? And then, especially, like, I'm like, it's a girl, like, I know it's a girl. And then once I found out it was a girl, I'm just like, this is definitely just all meant to be. And I just kept it going. It was
Wow.
like I don't know, that's when I went through my social media cleanse. So, like, really getting off of social media helped me a lot. And reading. So I just started reading books. Like, I had came to the, like, decision that I was gonna read a book, if not one book a month, like every 2 weeks, it'll be one book a month, and that's
Mm.
what I did to escape. So
Wow, the books will definitely give you that place to run wild in your mind. So that's
yeah,
good. And so what's your daughter name?
Erica, like Badu,
E-
spelled the
Erica.
same way.
Now is that where that came from, Erica Baidu, or is there a reason behind
Well,
Erica?
her dad's name is Eric, and I feel like he didn't want to wait for to have Eric Jr., so her name had to be Erica. And then we just spelled it like Badu because Badu, like, that's the eccentric and urban way. And I just
Come
wanted to
on.
be urban for a minute.
Urban.
Urban, okay? When I was younger, I used to hate when people's names were like more urban, like, your name's so damn ghetto. But now I'm like, it's urban. We're going to be urban today.
Urban. I ain't gonna front. I can't stand that word urban.
Me neither. I
I
fucking hate
cringe.
it.
Just like, uh,
It makes me so mad.
it's almost up there with the N word for some reason for me. It just make me cringe.
It's
Like, ooh,
disrespectful.
yeah,
I hate it.
urban. You play that urban music. Like, no, it's not no damn urban music.
Fuck you and that shit. But
Word, you
but
said it for me.
also, and I started planning events. So like I basically had like bought a portfolio, and I just started like going ham on events that I could have as far as future things that I can do, and really just like as far as cost, even to like, how it's going to be decorated, like, what I need to do, what I need to have, just so everything can run successfully. So like I really spent a lot of time researching and,
Mm,
just watching documentaries just on like an event planners and stuff, just so I could, be able to move forward, because my goal was like, once 2020 hit, I was going to get crazy with the events. But then COVID, the biggest cock blocker, was like, nah.
yes. Stop.
So, not,
Like,
it ain't it.
right.
So I just like, that was really what also helped me, because I'm just like, it's time for me to go crazy. Because like, as much as I enjoy vibrations and it really linked me to a lot of different people, and I plan on doing more stuff like that, I have a lot of stuff that I want to unfold for myself. And I want them like to be something I wanted to start in Buffalo. So, because I really feel as if Buffalo has a big base when it comes to people right now, and I really want to be able to take advantage of it. So that's like I just been networking my ass off so I can be able to unfold things the way that I want to. So that's
And
been.
Buffalo would definitely do it. And my producer, Mara,
Mm,
he's a Buffalo. He's a Buffalonian. We from Niagara Falls, so being able to manage him really showed us a whole different side of Buffalo that I probably would never have seen.
right,
Buffalo it's like New York City in a sense. That's why we call it quote unquote Queen City. It's just
right.
a smaller, way smaller version of New York City. But I'm saying all this to say is it's a different life. Like we may go to New York City, we see all this tourist stuff, all and such, but there's a
Mm-hmm.
whole underground life that we don't even know
Mm-hmm.
that's going on. That's how Buffalo is. I went to Love the Genius listening party. Was it last year? I think. So I went to
Mm.
Love the Genius listening party last year, and I go into this house. Oh, Sophia, you like, what is this house doing in Buffalo? Like
Right.
it was interior decorized. I don't even know that's the word. It was decorized. It's
Decorated. We can just say decorated. It had a
that's
nice
so man.
interior design going on.
It's
It's
been a long
okay.
day. It's been a long day, Sophia.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
but it was really really dope. Then it had a celebrity chef or a popular chef cooking, and you just like, yo, I would never seen this if I
Mm-mm.
wasn't around a certain type of people. So I totally agree with
Mm-hmm.
you when it comes to network. But kind of going into music a little bit more, you talked about kind of styling artists and things like that. Have you dabbled in that just yet with any local artists out here?
I have no, because I've reached out to people and people weren't really as
Serious?
serious. Very good word. They were not serious about it. So I kind of just like, but even then, like I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do more or less like listening parties, release parties. I'm doing one at the end of the year, and that's gonna be my first one. And
You mind saying who?
no, because I'm not gonna jinx it.
Okay, okay, okay,
it's,
okay,
it's
okay,
it's
okay.
fully planned, but the album is not like the whatever's being released is not made yet.
I
So
know, I know that feeling. I know
we're
that
gonna say
feeling.
that it's gonna happen because I have faith in them and they release stuff really fast. So I know that's gonna happen. But like that's the first one I'm gonna do, and I made like a vow to them that that was the first one I would do. But after that, like I just want to start banging them out. I am doing a pop-up shop for. It was supposed to be soon, but it was like a family thing that happened. But I am doing a pop-up shop for artists from the city, and he's gonna have one in Buffalo probably next
Word.
month. So like I'm just trying out I like the music industry, and I realize that even like listening parties and all that other stuff is kind of the place like where their producers are. It's a place where the managers are. It's really anyone who has any type of importance to the music that's being released or to who they want to appeal to with the music that's being released, they're going to be there. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the type of events that I want to throw when it comes to artists. I don't want to do
Mm.
like I don't care what they wear anymore. That's their business.
That's their business. Now I'm with you on that.
That's their
So
business.
when it comes to your business, what's the process of somebody working with you? And is it off the budget that they're giving you? Is there a fee for you to even get involved? What's that process? Say if one of our watchers or listeners is like, I want to book her. What is that process for them?
So initially, so even say like for the pop up shop, so because it's a small event, so just like a rundown of event coordinating. Usually, it's like you have a budget, and then with that's included with the budget is like a fee for the. So it's kind of like a gratuity, but it goes towards the coordinator. And that's usually like depending on the event and depending on the caliber of the coordinator, that runs from about like I want to say like 4 to like maybe 8% to the whole budget. So that's typically how that goes if it's like on a grander scale. I would say anything like
Mm,
over like maybe $10,000, that's how you would do it. But
mm,
if you did something that was a little cheaper, like so for the pop-up shop, it's just like a small fee. So he basically wrote me and told me that he wanted to do something here. And I started like so we basically spoke. I drew up like a draft, like a contract of what it is that he wanted to have done and what I would be doing. And then we basically came down to like what my like we came to the negotiation of what my fee would be. And then he just gave me a deposit and then I would receive the rest when it came down to the event. And basically he just has to show up, like everything will be completely done for him and ready to go when he gets here, besides whatever it is that he's bringing with him, but everything will be all set. So typically that's how it would go if it's like something like on a lower caliber, like even like a release party would probably be something like the pop-up shop just because they don't cost that much. um but if it's anything bigger, like on the scale of vibrations, even at work, like I don't know when it's gonna start, but I'm kind of working on another thing that's kind of similar to vibrations, and that's supposed to be like it's like a Buffalo based thing, and it was supposed to start this last week, but because of COVID, it's delayed. So
you don't be forgetting that I manage artists, all right, Sophia. Don't be forgetting. Don't be forgetting some opportunities for the boy, all right?
you're on my list for this for the one I'm talking about right now. You're on the
Okay.
list of people. So
Okay.
that
Best
that
believe.
one's
I
more like a
appreciate.
private event, like a private situation, but you're on the list. So
Oh, bet. See, it's always a blessing to be on the list, you know.
this one is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good
Yeah,
one.
I'm excited to see it. I'm really, really excited to see it. And I'm asking because I'm around so many different artists. I'm pretty sure someone's going to watch. Just for example, Brandon, aka that he go by Brando. I promise you, probably he's up there on the top tier artists right now in
Is
Buffalo
he?
too as well. Yeah, and Mara had produced with him as well. And also, if you listen to Mara beat, it's always say Mara made it fucking happen. It's actually started with them actually working together, and that how it all cultivated. It all I can't speak today, man.
Okay.
It is how it all came together when it came to his tagline. But yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's important because, like I said, I'm around different artists, and some of them do talk about event planning. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind doing that. That's something that I could do as well. But if I'm able to even just send more clients your way, that'd be perfect because in essence, that's not really what Air Quality do. It's more like management, artist development,
Right.
consulting, and things like that. We will probably help do brand management, but we're not necessarily event planning. So that's definitely dope to know to hear that. Any advice would you give someone who's trying to get into this type of field, this type of line of work?
Like event coordinator.
Yes.
I would say that, like, you can go to school. Like, hospitality and tourism is a major, and it is something that you can go to. But I would suggest that if anyone wanted to be an event coordinator, what they need to do is work at a banquet facility. Literally, they will, because they do. So I worked for one that would do like stuff for the mayor. They would do stuff for like the senators. They would, like, the
Mm,
building would be shut down and no one could go outside or leave or come inside. Like, the shit was different. And then I've worked some that did like the zoo's banquet for the year and all different types of shit. And they're all over. Like, they build up the location. So it's always
mm,
crazy how it's done. So it's like, if you wanted to do that, that would be the best place for you to start, because you, even as a coordinator, you have to be able to handle all ends of it. Like, because even say if a server is not there or something, you have to be able to do whatever it is that's going on for the event. Like, just to say, like, if it was a wedding or something, you have to be able to do whatever's going on. Like, you have to be able to adapt. And the best way to be able to learn that, because the shit really isn't that. It's easy, but it's it's labor intensive. Like, holding all that food and doing all that shit is kind of like, you can be like, I don't even know how to do that shit. But really you do, because you never know what might happen, and it'll really set you up, because you can see how different. I've seen coordinators, like, I would work stuff and I would keep a journal and I would write down, like, okay, so I would take pictures of the event, like, okay, so this is what the event looked like, this is how they ran it, this is the coordinator's name, do I like how they did it, like, and I would rate it like on a scale. So, like, that's like probably the best thing that helped me, because now I know what I need to do as far as anything, because I know what was successful for them and I know what was not successful for them, and it really
mm,
helped me out a lot. Like, you have to be in the environment if that's what you want to do, no matter what you're going to coordinate. Like, vibrations help because I know music scale, but when it comes to, say, if I want to do, like, for my birthday, I want to do my birthday party, I need to know how to run that properly, and that kind of helped me do it. I am having a birthday party though, so you have to go. Hello, are you there?
yo, technology, man. Wow. Sophia. Uh, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened. I have no clue what just happened. Let me see if we can get her in for the last couple of minutes. It always happen, y'all. It always happen at the last minute. I don't know why this always happened to me on the last minute.
This is often.
It has been for some odd reason in the past since I started season two. I don't know what been happening. I don't. It just
Maybe
randomly
it's your
happened.
Wi-Fi. How's your Wi-Fi service?
It's Spectrum, so I mean, you guys.
Spectrum is a piece of shit.
It is. We got no other option. Like
I
I'm,
got Spectrum too.
the router isn't too far. I'm not too far, so I don't know. But I don't want to rush you, but I'd rather kind of start getting to the end before before this happened again. But anything else you would like to add that I did not ask you, or anything you would like to just add for some of the viewers and listeners? You say go ahead. No.
No.
Okay.
Did you hear me at the end? I said I'm having a birthday party. You gotta come.
No, I did not hear that. When you plan on doing it?
I want it to be the first week of December, but it's based off of the location. The location that I want is. We'll have a date soon.
Well, my birthday is coming up soon. I'm having a get together at the crib. So you're more than welcome to come. I'm
When is
doing
it?
more the 3rd of October. My birthday on the 6th is on a Tuesday, so that don't count. So we're gonna do it on a Saturday, so 3 days before.
I might be free this day.
Okay, please try to be available. What I plan on doing, nothing too crazy. It's not gonna be no house party, but it's gonna be chill. Grown folk stuff, obviously. What I plan on doing is switching up, maybe chill in the backyard, get an inflatable screen, get a movie going, chill in the back, get some wine going, get some music going, just have a good time. Something like,
Okay.
I can't go to no club. I can't get excuse me, too crazy. So I got to make some shit happen for myself. And ain't nothing else to celebrate, but other than me being alive, 27 is just a weird age. So
Don't say ain't nothing else. You being alive is like the best thing in the world. What you talking about? That is something to celebrate in itself.
yo,
I'm down to coordinate an event. I couldn't see. I'm like, the fuck am I reading?
she said good vibes. Don't it feel good to do grown folk stuff? You right.
I'm about to do grown folk stuff right now.
Who you talking
You gotta get
about?
outside.
Gotta sipping on my wine as we speak. I just got in a Chick-fil-A cup. Couldn't keep this
Ugh.
cool. Keep it cool. This is the older cup. I ain't go recently. Don't kill me.
You still
I did.
got it. That means you
I
win.
did. Still win. But
Don't eat that shit.
too late. It's too late. But this is the part where I give you your flowers, Sophia, because what we tend to do often is give someone their flowers when it's too late. So
Right.
this is part of my segment. So I want to let you know that you are appreciated, and I appreciate you. Um, some of the people that I have interviewed don't have a relationship like we have.
Right.
We have known each other for a very long time. It's about to be 10 years or so. Because I cough. Our 10 years high school anniversary is coming up soon. uh,
Who's gonna
so
plan that?
everyone asks that, and for some reason it turned around on me. No, it ain't gonna be me. It's gonna be you, Sophia.
I was about to say, you know what? I was thinking that I depending on like if when is that next year? No, we got 2 years, right?
We
So
got
we
two
don't have to
years.
worry about COVID. Yeah, I will plan it. It'll be real nice though. I'm not doing, they did one at the skating rink. I'm not doing no reunion at the skating rink.
She said, "I'm not doing that."
I'm
We
not,
can.
I'm not doing no skating rink, no High Park Pavilion. Don't ask me because it's gonna be nice, okay?
She said,
Don't.
"No Hyde Park Pavilion." Can I control the music? Let me find a DJ. That's
You can
all
do
I
that.
want.
That's fine.
That's it. I
That's fine.
I show up. Let me make a couple of announcements. That's okay. I'll be the MC. Why not?
Do your thing. And you know it works for you because you were always like everyone always knew Ian. You know what I mean? So that works for you. I don't know. Facebook might have ruined my relationship with a few friends.
Oh, I ain't gonna front a couple people because I seen some Blue Lives Matter on my page. We ain't gonna talk about it, Sophia, but yeah. I never knew an occupation. Never mind. All right, we ain't gonna get to it.
Don't
So
even.
going back to your flowers. Going back to the flowers. On a serious note, I do appreciate. I always appreciate your friendship not only just a friendship, but your willingness to always be honest. I think early on, growing into the man I am today, having friends like yourself in London, um,
Yo,
having
fuck
y'all be
you. Her name London. You don't need to.
having friends having friends like yourself in London. Uh, y'all always kept it real, and y'all always kept me straight. I could be a goofy type of guy, and then make a comment like, "Nah, we ain't fucking with that." It's not, or I think there was actually a moment where I think somebody was trying to clown me, and you definitely defended me. You made sure to let them know, no, that's my brother. You let them know, bang, bang, bang. I don't remember the situation, but you definitely did not play.
Mm-mm.
You actually the first person to put to make me really try Starbucks. I remember because we was actually in Buffalo for some odd reason, and we went to the
We were
Starbucks that's across the
we were
street
looking at
from.
events for prom.
Yes, and why I don't know why we ended up in Buffalo, but yeah, and we went to the Starbucks. I remember it's just like yesterday. We went to the Starbucks that's in front of Jim Steaks out on Elmwood,
Hmm.
and
I
I
had that
remember that.
fucking rooster on my head.
I was just about to say, yeah, that shit, man.
I feel like pulling
Ah,
that picture up just to humble
yeah.
myself.
Like I said, you was fashion forward. Yeah.
But you know what? I hated that rooster, and then mad people in our high school put that rooster on their head. I'm just like, y'all think this shit is cute?
Had a black and a brown on the top.
And it was all curly and poofy. Like, don't do that.
Listen, you couldn't tell you nothing though. You walked in school like hair all just all over the place. Now listen, and you was a trendsetter. But damn, can I finish giving your flowers? But- okay. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being Starbucks. Now, and from what I see, you're a phenomenal mom. Nobody can definitely take that away from you for sure. Nobody can take that away from you. Because I see you and Ezra relationship even when I was around and not around, even on social media. That's mom and son. Nobody can take that away from you for sure. Uh, um, and just you're just a phenomenal person for real. And you always stay true to yourself. You never been someone who like to adapt to the quote unquote norm. You always been Sophia. Sophia. That's always been you. So I just want to let you know you appreciate it. I appreciate you. Always will have love for you. Always, 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 and forever. And continue to be great. Continue to inspire it because that saying right there is my saying. And those who I say that to are really doing the God's work. Whatever higher power you believe in, you are really doing. You are really walking into your truth, and whatever. And no matter how small or big, you never know who you're inspiring to those around you. Even this conversation could be inspiring somebody like, "Yo, I can actually do it." So continue to be great and continue to inspire. And don't forget, Black Lives Matter.
Say that shit again. Pause.
Black Lives Matter. Blessings, my sister. You be blessed, all right?
Blessings to you too, King. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Anytime.